What is going on, YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you another episode of The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. This is episode number 8, and last time we did some optional things such as getting the quiver upgrades. We got both of them. We got a couple of pieces of heart as well, and it was painfully a redundant episode because I could not beat that one minigame. It took forever, and I don't know if I ended up editing it or not, because I'm just recording this episode right after. But we are ready to head out to the northern area of Termina Field, which actually leads to Snowhead in the mountains. I probably should have went through North Clocktown instead of going to the south here. But what you gonna do? Which actually, before we do anything, I want to get the silver rupee chest that's in East Clocktown, because we can actually get an upgrade to our bomb bag, and it's the last upgrade of the game, but we do have to pay, I think, 200 rupees for it, so I want to get started off with a decent amount. So we'll get the 100 here just to give us a little bit of a head start, because I don't want to be backtracking. I would like to get it all kind of in one fell swoop, if that makes any sense. We're going to do this first, and then we can just head out through North Clocktown, and it'll be a good time. So yeah, we need to get a couple of things. Once we get to Snowhead, we have another transformation mask that we have to get. I'm not going to reveal what that is in case a couple of you, or some of you, or I don't know how many of you have never played the game or just are unfamiliar with what goes on in the storyline. So yeah, I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but I probably didn't want to go through there. I should have went through the other entrance, because that just leads to North Clocktown. That's what I was just talking about. Alright, we should be able to just run through here. Yeah, look at that. I love the bunny hood. Have I mentioned that? If you've been watching this series since the beginning, you know that I've been talking about the bunny hood and how amazing it is for just about every single episode. We do need arrows, because as you can see here, that's where we need to head, over there. And we need to break that little block of ice, and we don't have fire arrows and no way to get fire to melt it, so we need to shoot that little icicle thing down on to blow it up or crack it or what have you. So we're gonna go over here and just destroy some of these things. And by some of these things, I mean grass. There we go, arrows. That actually was surprisingly fast. Okay, I'll take it. I will take it. You only need, I think, 2 arrows to break it. I guess we can kill one of these Dodongos too, even though it takes a while, because we can get 50 extra rupees that way. So then we'd only be 50 short of what we need to get the last bomb bag upgrade. If you don't care about that, obviously, if you're following along and playing the game with me, then I guess it doesn't matter how many rupees you have. But I'm trying to get as many upgrades as possible, because I just am. That's just what it is. Unfortunately, with our current weapons and our Kokiri sword, we don't do a lot of damage to these things. So as you can see, even the jump attacks, which do double damage as opposed to just a regular slice, it's taking a long time to kill this thing. Once we get a sword upgrade, which also, interestingly enough, is optional in this game, you don't need it to complete the game, we will be able to kill things pretty much twice as fast, so that's pretty cool. So we got 153 rupees. We're pretty much well on our way to that 200 goal. Or is it 150? I don't know. It's a high number. I know it's just about what we can carry. So Tad will go up there. I'm not even going to talk to her. We can just shoot the stem of the icicle here. Or I guess it doesn't matter where you shoot it, and it will eventually just fall down and clear the path for you. So now we get head on up the mountain. Very similar to Death Mountain in the Ocarina of Time. Obviously, there's snow going on here, whereas Death Mountain was more of like a, you know, it looked like a warmer climate type place. We have a returning enemy here from previous games. We have the blue Tektite, and it's really not that difficult to kill at all. It just kind of jumps around, and it should take 3 slices with your Kokiri sword to destroy it. As for these things here, these giant snow boulders, which we will be seeing around as we get farther up into the mountains, you can blow up with the blast mask or bombs. I just use the blast mask because it's, you know, it doesn't waste bombs and such. I probably should slow down time too, because time is moving kind of fast. There we go, playing the inverted Song of Time. I always suggest doing this at the beginning of each 3-day cycle, because it will just give you more time to do things, and unless you really just need it to be certain times, which we will need that once we get later on in the game, but we don't need that right now, so Yeah, sometimes there's interesting items in here. This one obviously did not have anything. And these things we can just destroy with our sword, but you need to take the blast mask off for that. Try to blow this one up too. It only takes, I don't know, it takes like 15-20 seconds to recharge the blast mask. Oh, a whopping 1 rupee prize. Okay, back to the bunny hood. I feel like I hear another blue Tektite. There it is. Okay, not here. I guess sense. I don't know. My Tektite senses. That was a bad idea. Using the jump attack generally doesn't work for that reason. You have to just kind of get a feel for the space, and I normally don't do that very well. So yeah, we have a gossip stone here. If you have the Mask of Truth from the Skulltula house in Southern Swamp, which we have not done yet, you can get that mask at this point. I decided not to show it because I want to wait till we get the hook shot, which is much later on in the game. So we will be going back to that after the second temple. Now up here we need bombs, and yeah, I'm just gonna use my blast mask because I'm not gonna waste bombs. There's no reason for that. The blast mask gets the job done. You never know when you'll actually need to use your bombs, so I always prefer to use that. I hear another blue Tektite. I actually do hear it this time. There you are. I heard you. I knew it. I knew you were there. Ooh, magic that I don't need. Fantastic. What do you have to say? Mountain village ahead. Beware of blizzards and deep snow. Goron should be able to break the snow boulders easily. Well, just thanks a lot, man, because I'm not a freaking Goron. So that really does not apply to me at all. I feel like there's going to be something up here, but maybe not. Can I even get up there? It doesn't appear as though I can. But we can throw bombs up there. So let's do that. So we only have 5. Okay, that did not work out, but it still blew up all the boulders. All right, fair enough. Now we can jump up there. Okay, so it was the boulders that were just impeding our path. I guess we can just roll into these trees too, huh? I guess we can. Oh, look, a rupee. We're up to 160 now. And if I'm correct about it costing 200 to get that bomb bag, we only need a few more. We have arrived at Mountain Village, not to be confused with the Goron Village, which is a little bit further down the path. As you can see, there is snow everywhere. People have been talking about the fact that spring just is never coming to the mountains, and it's because of the curse with the temple and all that jazz, which we will be looking into. But we have some things that we have to do before we can even think about doing that. First of all, you want to take note of this guy over here who's just chilling up there. You can go talk to him, and he'll just say that he, you know, is looking for food and he's starving and such, but we're going to ignore him for now, just let him starve. We'll come back and feed him later on once we actually have access to things that Gorons like to eat, like big giant rocks. Mountain Smithy ahead, we sharpen any sword, we work hard, so your sword works hard for you. You can go in here and give them your sword and pay, I think, like 100 rupees in order to have them forge it into a razor sword, which does more damage, but it only lasts for 100 hits and then it returns to the normal blade. You need something different to make it a permanent change into a better sword, so we're just going to ignore this place altogether for right now. It's not really worth it. And you have to wait until morning the following day to pick up your sword, so that is the thing. Also take note over here to the left, this is something that we'll be going to do a little bit later on. There's actually something up above this little snowy wall. We can't see what's going on up there because we don't have the item for it yet. So yeah, actually, before I move on, there should be an owl statue somewhere over here where we can head up to Snowhead, and I think this is it, yeah. There we go. So, if we go read this sign here, it's going to tell us that Snowhead is up that way. This way to Snowhead, beware of the slippery valley trail and the giant falling snowballs. We cannot do anything over here yet, so don't go up this trail. It's just not necessary. What we can do is open up this owl statue so we can warp here from now on. So if you want to go back in time at any point, you can just warp back here. Don't have to do that whole trail thing again. Not that it was really long, but you do have to go through Termina Field and all that jazz. So, yeah, having some bombs would be nice. I only have 4 bombs. What the heckles? Goron Village ahead. Beware of the white wolfos. And white wolfos are essentially the same thing as regular wolfos. They take the same amount of hits to kill, and they're just really nothing special. They're just white and found in snowy areas. Another blue Tektite. Die, spider! 20 rupees! What? Okay, well that pretty much puts us at our goal. We don't need that many more. I'm sure we can find 20 rupees by the time we get what we need. So up here, that's going to lead up to the Goron racetrack. That's something we can't do until we complete the next temple, so don't even worry about that. There's also things down here that we can't do with all these snow boulders and such, so just ignore that for now. Oh look, a white wolfos! Very easy to kill, just let them turn around, and if you jump attack them, they'll actually die in one hit, as opposed to how many hits it takes otherwise, which I think is like 4 maybe? Something like that. We do have Tingle over here, so if you want to buy a map from him, which I think I actually want to do, so we might need to try to find a way to get some more rupees. You can use arrows or the Dooku Scrubs thingamajiggies, you know, the magic bubbles, whatever. Whatever and what have you. I didn't need that magic at all. And Tingle says the same thing as always, so I'm just going to skip over that text because I've read it a couple of times already throughout this playthrough. And the one that we want to buy is Snowhead for 20 rupees because this is the cheapest place that we can buy that. He's also selling Romani Branch, which I think I may have bought already. If not, you can buy it cheaper around the Milk Road area, I think. Pretty sure. So yeah, there's the Snowhead map, and that's really all we need from Tingle for right now. So he's going to say his weird little catchphrase thing, and we're just going to go the other way. There's another white wolfos here. We're just going to run on by because we don't care about him. It's not necessary to defeat him. He doesn't do anything for us at this point. So yeah, now we finally have reached the Goron village. There's not anything that we can do here as far as entering this door. You can talk to that guy if you want. There's some things along the other wall, but really not what we want to be doing. First things first, just jump down. This guy here is the guy that's going to be selling us the big bomb bag, but we can't do it in our current form. So we're just going to ignore him for now. Oh, look, a Dooku stick. I was not expecting that for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why. More arrows. So we're going to come over here, and we see kind of a weird, shadowy looking thing, but there's nothing there. So that's kind of weird. We'll come back to that later, and we also see Mr. Al Gabora here. Hello. Let's talk to you. This is actually the last time we see him in the game, as strange as it is, because we're not that far in the game at all. Hoot hoot, we meet again, very child. Have you my stones... Blah, 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 blah. What? Have my stone statues been of help? I completely butchered that the first time. Yikes. Well, it seems you may have the strength to change the fates of this land as I had expected. But the road ahead is even more challenging. Many trials await you. Please watch over these Gorons around you. Their land is doomed to be smothered in snow and ice forever. It will become a land where no living thing can survive. I like how they had to put that in red. Very interesting. Very interesting. Without courage and determination, you surely will collapse from the extreme conditions. But if that courage and determination burns bright within you, then that's another story. So will you proceed? Of course. And see, Link is so badass that he just doesn't care. I mean, we're in like an extreme blizzard conditions and everything, and he's still wearing his little fairy clothes with shorts and everything. He just, his bunny hood, he's wearing boots, but anyway, we need to like kind of get going here. So, the object here is to jump on invisible platforms, and Mr. Al here kind of leads the way with his feathers. So they do disappear after a short time, so I would suggest that you don't linger around, because once they disappear, you're going to fall, and it's not going to be a fun time. Pretty easy though. Hoot hoot! I have certainly been assured of your courage and determination. From here on, you must not be fooled by appearances. You must rely on your feelings. Now enter the shrine. Something that will aid you in your quest lies within. Use that item when returning from here. And that will allow us to see the invisible platforms, and maybe, just maybe, whatever that invisible shadow thingy, majiggy thing over there was. Anyway, for now, we're going to go into the cave. And it appears as though we don't have anything blocking the way. That's kind of interesting. And indeed, we don't. Nothing blocks the way. We don't have to fight anything. There's no mini-boss battle. We just get this item for free, essentially, which is kind of strange. But I guess I'm okay with it. The Lens of Truth, a returning item from previous titles. Gaze through it to see mysteries that are invisible to the naked eye. Set it to C to use it. Seeing the truth drains magic power, so tap C again to stop looking and using up magic. So, we're going to test it out here. First, we have to set it to a C button. And we're going to need those bombs, so I guess we'll get rid of the bunny hood, I guess. So basically what it does is it allows you to see things that are not normally there. And while doing so, while you have it activated and the little circle thing is going, it does drain your magic power, as you can see in the upper left-hand corner. So let's see, what does this actually do? Now we should be able to see spiders. Oh yes, an invisible Skulltula. So as you can see when you just look up, normally he's not there. So enemies can be invisible as well as treasure chests and doorways and just all kinds of things. So he's just chilling up there. I'm going to shoot him. I don't know how I got him. That was just a really lucky eyeball guess. I was actually not expecting to hit him. But okay, fair enough. And he actually gives us arrows for that, so that's pretty cool. Which we can carry 50 of, by the way, because I completed those mini games last time around. Which was, if you didn't watch that episode, that was interesting. You probably will not want to watch that episode all the way through. You probably just want to skip through it and just watch the funny parts. Because like I said, it was just optional. So we can blow up these things here. How did that other rock not blow up? How is that even possible? How is that even possible? Did it bounce off when I threw it or something? There is... Ah, yes, the invisible chest guarded by the invisible spider. Gotta like that. And what do we have here? We have 20 rupees. So we're up to 180. And there's just a regular chest chilling over here with no invisible enemies. And I think this is a purple rupee. It is. So we actually didn't need... We couldn't carry all those rupees. But I'm fine with that. We've reached our 200 goal. And we're not going to be spending it on anything else in this episode. So now that we activate the Lens of Truth, we can see the ice blocks that we jumped on to get over here, thanks to Mr. Al. Mr. Al, our best friend, who we will not see again in this game. Pretty sure that was the last appearance that he makes, maybe except for the credits, if he's in that. You do kind of slide around on these, so I suggest not using the bunny hood because it will just make you slide off the end, and then you have to start over. So that's not fun. Oh, what do we have here? As you can see, Mr. Shadow is actually a ghost. And he appears to be a Goron, and he's kind of scary looking. But now we can talk to him. ... Can it be? Are you able to see me? If you truly can see me, then follow behind me. And he's going to be leading us somewhere, who knows where. But interesting fact here, as I'm going to put on the bunny hood to make sure that I can keep up with him. I don't want to lose him, that would be terrible. You actually don't need to have the Lens of Truth on, because it will drain your magic power the whole time, and this whole scene will take a while. So I suggest just turning it off. You can still see the shadow on the ground. There's no reason to waste all your magic power while he's leading you around. And there should be... Okay, I thought that was going to be magic, but apparently not. He moves kind of slow, so if you have the bunny hood, you should be able to keep up with him. And you can just avoid the enemies. He's just going to be leading us over to that door over there, over towards the pathway back to Mountain Village. So you can go over there and kind of just wait for him if you really wanted to. I'm just going to follow him. Wow, I did not expect there to be a blue Tektite there. That was kind of actually surprising. So now when you do get to the doorway, you do have to activate the Lens of Truth again to activate the cinematic of him going through the doorway. Otherwise, if you go through, he'll just go back to where he was before. So make sure you activate it. Then you run on through. I mean, you can turn off the Lens of Truth because it turns off as you go through the doorway anyway. And we're going to have to activate another little cinematic here, so make sure you turn it on. And he's just going to lead us back over towards the entrance to Mountain Village. So I suggest just avoiding the white wolfos. They will follow you, unfortunately, but they shouldn't be able to hit you if you're, you know, running and such. I guess you don't even really need the bunny hood. It's not a necessity. There is a blue Tektite over here too. Why do you come back? Why do you keep coming back? I don't like that. I do suggest turning on the Lens of Truth here so that you don't accidentally run through the doorway without activating his cinematic thing here to have him keep going through and change rooms. Essentially, because, yeah, that would be bad to have to start that all over. It would just not be fun. So we're going to have to do it again here, as there is a little jar of magic that you can get in that snowball if you're running low. And now he's going to head to that giant wall that we looked at before that appeared to be nothing. But, like I said, it's nothing. It's not nothing. It's definitely something. When you just look at it, it doesn't look like much, but now we see that there is a way to climb up, actually. And I suggest studying this to figure out the way to the top. As you can see, there are a bunch of dead ends, and everything going to the left here is going to be a dead end. So we want to go right, left, right, and that appears to be the way to the top. So right, left, right. No bunny hood because Yeah, actually, the easiest way to get across here is not to worry about jumping on these things. It's actually to just use Mr. Dooku Scrub here, because he can just hop across the water. He doesn't care. And he can hop onto there too, and he can grab the ledge. It's just a good time. Now we can get our lens of truth out again. That way we can see what we're actually grabbing onto. And you can turn it off for a little bit while you're heading up, but if you overshoot what the actual like grabbing section is, you will just fall down, and that's just not a good time. Don't want to have to start all the way over. So what did we say? We said right, left, right. So that was the first right, and then we should go left up here at the cross area. There we go. Or intersection, I should say. That was the word that I was looking for, but it did not want to come out for whatever reason. And then we can go right. Alright, so we made it. That didn't take long at all. That did not take long at all. So we have a frozen Goron up here, which we can't do anything about. We can get some magic, which I guess is helpful. We will have to activate the Lens of Truth again to watch him go through the doorway. And finally, we're done chasing this guy, and we finally see where he's brought us. So that's cool. Oh, I guess we do have to activate the Lens of Truth. Okay. I thought for some reason we didn't have to there. We can talk to him now that he's stopped. The soaring ones... Oh, blah, 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 blah. I completely butchered that. I always do that. The soaring one said the one who could see me would be arriving soon. It seems that it turned out to be true. I am Darmani III. The blood of proud Goron heroes runs in me. This feels strange for me to say, but when I was alive, I was a renowned warrior and veteran. Yes, when I was alive. Wow, this is sad. But alas, I am now dead. And he's very upset about it, as you can see. He's face-palming. Oh, the sadness. I was fine until I marched off to Snowhead by myself, hoping that I could drive off a demon. It had been wreaking havoc on Goron Village, then the blizzard at Snowhead blew me into the valley, and now here I am. How infuriating. As I am, I can only watch as Goron Village is slowly buried in ice. I may have died, but I cannot rest. So, you can use magic? The soaring one also told me that you are able to use it. I beg you, bring me back to life with your magic. If it is beyond your power, then I beg of you to do this for me instead. Heal my sorrows. And the word heal is in red, kind of like bold print here. Any way that you can do it will suffice. Please heal my sorrows. And again, we see the word heal in red. So that should clue you in that we have to play the Song of Healing, which we learned from the Happy Mask Salesman very early on in the game. And hopefully, oh no, is that Epona's song? Yeah, that is Epona's song. I think that's it. There we go. Okay, we don't have Epona's song yet. We do get that on, later on in the game, but we don't have access to our horsey yet. We still don't know where Epona is. Haven't been able to find her. What a soothing melody. My sorrows are melting away into the song. And remember, at the beginning of the game, and, you know, we had the whole Dooku Scrub thing. What happens when you play the song is that you turn people's sorrows, you know, all of their regret and all that stuff, you entrap it in a mask. So that's how we actually obtained the Dooku mask and Kamaro's mask, and I don't know if we've done any other ones up until this point. But he's kind of just letting go here, you know, in the whole scene with the Gorons and all that stuff. And he's going to be turned into a mask. As strange as that is. But it's good news for us because we have our second transformation mask of the game. So now we can assume Goron form. And everyone will think that we are Darmani III. Which is pretty darn comical, I should say. I leave my undying feelings with you. The deeds I accomplished while living are carved on my grave. You should read it. And we couldn't read it before. If you tried to, it just said that you can't read Goron text. But now we'll be able to because we can transform into a Goron. You got the Goron mask. This mask contains the spirit of a proud Goron hero. Wear the mask with C to inhabit the body of a Goron. Press C again to return to normal. Fantastic. For the Goron Village, I have asked your assistance. And you do need to get this mask. It's essential to beating the game, so don't even think about skipping this whole thing. So we do have to watch the little animation here of, you know, the painful transformation into a Goron. We can skip that next time around. Look how cute we are! I mean, and bulky too, and a little bit overweight. We should probably lay off the Twinkies, but we have a lot of things that we can do. We have a cool little punch. I'm not going to read the grave because it just explains all of your powers, and I can explain them just fine. So we have, yeah, the fire punch thing, and then, you know, the butt slap, and then we can also roll around, which is pretty darn cool. And we can charge up, and once we get to a certain point, we can use magic and have spikes come out and kill things, and it's just a whole awesome thing. We can also cross gaps that way, we can use ramps, and it's a really fast way of traveling. Last but not least, we can do a Goron Pound, which kills a lot of enemies in one shot, such as Wolfos, and you can also use it to hit switches and stuff, which we will be going over shortly. Or not shortly, but we'll be doing things like that coming up in the next temple. So before we leave, you can actually grab onto this grave and pull it out. You can't push it, but you can pull it out. And what that's going to do is it's going to reveal the fact that Darmani's grave is actually covering up a hot water spring. And we can put some hot water in our bottle here. I probably should keep the Goron mask out, huh? Probably should do that. So, this hot water doesn't last for too long. You fill your bottle with a hot spring water, use it with C before it cools. Yeah, you don't have a lot of time, so you do need to be quick with what you're using it for. There is something that we can use it for that's just outside of here because it does melt ice. So we can just go right up to the ice. It will freeze you momentarily, as you can see the red marks. Just, you know, the red flashy marks, which is supposed to be hurting us. But if you press C at the right time, it doesn't actually hurt you. Huh? What have I been doing? Oh, are you alright, brother? You were frozen and this person saved you. Frozen? I was? Really? I don't know who you are, but thank you. And you can also, yes, you can be interesting by being a Goron. That's not what I wanted to say. We can witness an interesting conversation if you put on the Goron mask here. Ho ho, it's cold. This cold has me seeing Darmani's ghost. Yikes, I think I'll go freeze again. What do you have to say? Okay, that's pretty much the same thing. I think this has magic. Yeah, alright, so... I think I might actually want to call it an episode here. I don't know how long we've been going, but... we got the Lens of Truth and the Goron mask in this episode, so I'm going to say that's some good progress. There's a little bit more that we can do before we're going to want to go back in time, and I think we're going to save that for the next episode. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you are leaving a thumbs up because it does really help out a lot. Also, I always appreciate any criticism or comments, feedback that you guys want to put in the comment section below. I do like interacting with you guys. I try to read all your comments, all that good stuff. And yeah, so that's it for this time, and I will see you all for the next episode. But until then, game on.